Hey, what's going on? It's Brian and Natasha with Home Helper Consultants here in Scottsdale. And we wanted to discuss with you today or talk about in this video what we believe to be the future of the real estate agent. See, here at our team, we have this conversation quite often around, what threats do we as realtors, I guess, foresee in the coming years. And I think right now, and I think you'd agree here, Natasha, there's really two things that are most prevalent, I think, in terms of disruption in the industry right now. The first, without question, is just technology in general. Like, go on inman.com and take a look at like the homepage news stories, and usually 50-60% of them have something to do with technology. And so I think technology is absolutely a disruptor in the industry. Now, what does that mean to us as realtors, right? Like, how is that going to impact our business? I think we're firm believers, and again, something we talk around. We think that it's not technology that is going to replace the realtor, but I think those realtors that do not embrace technology are at risk, right? So in other words, while there are plenty of tried and true ways of doing business that have been proven out over the years, the fact of the matter is, over the next few years, the next decade or so, if you don't fully embrace technology and bring CRM practices, AI, the various tools and things like that that are out there into your world, at least learn them and be educated, you're going to be behind the eight ball, right? Like, if you went into a listing appointment, didn't have an understanding around certain technologies or websites or whatever it may be, you'd probably be at a disadvantage. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely, because the consumer is already researching those sites. They already know everything is directly to your buyer or your seller already. So if you don't know what they're looking at, then you're definitely behind the eight ball.
Yeah, and around technology, man, I think the focus has got to be on the consumer experience, right? Like, consumers today, like the days of logging onto a website and being forced to register to look at properties, consumers are wise enough to know now that you don't have to register to look at properties. There's a million other places you can go, right? So forced registration is now archaic. Looking for only being able on your computer to be able to see properties, that's archaic, right? Transaction management, paper files, things like that, all archaic, right? And so every one of those things that I just mentioned impact the consumer experience. And in a world today where there's this need, this urgency for constant information available at your fingertips, if we don't do something about it, we will be left in the dust. Now, kind of leads us to our next threat, if you will, in the industry today, which is just the iBuyer, right? Like, I think that's who's disrupting and is something that we as realtors have to pay attention to. And I know you have some thoughts around iBuyers.
Yeah, so my thought is this. I think that realtors will always be relevant. I don't think that iBuyers are as big a threat as we think to the real estate agent. I think the value that we bring is relational. I think that it's relationship based. People in residential real estate are selling their homes where they've raised their families. They're moving to a place where they're going to put their kids in the best schools. They want somebody who understands them, listens to them, feels for them, helps them get through the process as easily as possible, and who actually cares how the process ends up. And so that's the thing, I think, the value that we continue to have and will always have.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. I think the fight today as realtors is to make certain that nobody, no threat, no iBuyer, no technology steals our people. And who are our people? Our SOI, those that know us, trust us, love us, and want to do business with us. We are in a fight to protect those because every day the iBuyer and technology, for that matter, is out to get them, right? And so I think while the business started, you go years back, it started around SOI. Well, I think it's come full circle. SOI is the key to maintaining a big business and a profitable business. So we'll talk about that more in some future videos. That being said, Brian, Natasha over here at Home Helper Consultants, keep a lookout for some future events, some things we have coming up. We'd love to invite you, see you there. We're also doing different classes around town for title companies and for the real estate school. So just be aware. We hope to see you out there. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.